Hi there, Colin Storm here with Keller Williams Realty of Falls Church. Welcome to 2017, and it is the first 1 Minute Monday of the year. And this week I'm diving back into the Zillow Consumer Housing Trends Report, and there's one piece of data that I wanted to address, and it's the fact that of the homeowners that they interviewed for that report, 25% of them said that they did not use a buyer's agent when purchasing that home. And I just want to point out that there are not 25% of homeowners benefiting when they buy a home by not having an agent. So in a lot of cases, the buyer's agent expense is already built into the process. And so if it's a new home construction, for instance, they price that in and assume that a buyer's agent is going to be involved. And when there's not, they just keep that money to themselves. That's not distributed. It just goes on to their net and adds to their net for selling that home. And when you're talking about a listing agent that you're approaching, so if a house is on the market and you approach a listing agent directly, they have already agreed to an overall commission with the seller of a certain amount, and they've agreed to split that commission with a buyer's agent. And so when there's not a buyer's agent involved there, that broker and agent then keep the entirety of whatever commission was agreed to. And so you might as well, in both of those situations, have an agent in your corner, and that's generally true. Now there's caveats there, there's ins and outs, and it's not clear cut and cookie cutter for every situation, and I get into that a little bit more in the longer play video. It's very hard to distill down to 1 minute, but that's the general overview. And so do have a look at more, have a look at the longer video if you're interested in understanding more about that dynamic, and look at the blog post below. But that is the 1 Minute Monday for this week, and I wanted to touch on that, make sure people are thinking about that as they're assuming that they're gonna get a deal if they're not using an agent, and we want people to know that's not necessarily gonna be true, and is a lot more rare than you might think. Again, Colin Storm here, Keller Williams Realty of Falls Church, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much.